proposals. However, this year, the cost of saying yes is climbing pretty fast.
Yes, glad I'm already locked in. I have to think about some of these soaring gold prices to choosing that type of diamond. Our very own Patty Santos spoke with a jewelry expert who breaks down what you need to know before you go out and buy.
Nothing says love like the perfect engagement ring.
So pretty.
What's not romantic is thinking about tariffs, rising gold prices, and competition between lab-grown or natural diamond sellers.
This is how we inspect, obviously, the stones.
Kelly Wade Fry, a jewelry store owner and gemologist, says on average, couples can expect to pay in the range of $4,000 just for the engagement ring, with designer prices costing a lot more.
To know where you are in your life and spend what you're comfortable with and buy something beautiful and that is significant to present, because, the intention when you're getting engaged is you're showing your sacrifice.
Wade says showing that emotional investment is getting more sacrificial.
When I started in the jewelry business, gold was $400 an ounce. And last I checked yesterday, it was $4,200 an ounce.
The popularity of lab-grown diamonds has driven down prices. Wade doesn't carry them at her store, but understands the lure.
People are making a decision for, financial reasons.
Here's what she says. If you're in the market for an engagement ring, ask about gold carat. 24 is the purest form of gold. 10K is the least. Knowing that could impact the price you pay. She cautions against buying online. While it is cheaper, nothing beats walking out of the store knowing exactly what you paid for. And deal with AGS certified jewelers. Documentation about the diamond's quality protects your hard-earned investment. Oh, and one more thing.
Buy the engagement ring, and then there is a wedding band that you wear with the engagement ring. So sometimes men don't know that. So I think it's always one of those surprise, wait, I have to buy another ring?
Good evening, and thank you so much for staying up late with us. All right, we're going to start here because next time you're out driving, you may notice more of these vehicles around town. They're with ViaLink, which is Via's rideshare program. So as of today, ViaLink has expanded to a 6th area, and this one is within the southeast side right near I-37 and 410, which you see here on this map. And I spoke with a woman who says that the service is going to make her commute to work so much easier.
Meet Sandra Alba.
Our ride's here.
Yes, ma'am.
She graciously let me tag along as she tried ViaLink for the first time. Now that the rideshare service is in her area, she plans to use it every day to get to her job at Mission Trail Baptist Hospital.
Well, I work in the labor and delivery, postpartum area with the babies. Yes, I do. And I love my
KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A building is no longer standing after a fire ripped through a home. What San Antonio Fire Department says happened. Plus, a family's realization this morning after losing a family member in a murder-suicide.
And we are seeing clear skies. Temperatures already warming up after a morning in the 50s. We will be looking at one of our hottest days, potentially a record-shattering heat day, but a 50-degree temperature drop just around the corner.
Good morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us. It's 8 a.m. on your Saturday, November 8th. It is a big football day here on KSAT. We have your Aggies playing.
Hey, gig 'em Ags.
We have Tech playing. We have LSU, Alabama. Stay with us here on KSAT. Just don't change the channel all day.
Big game of football. You got Texas eats and then football. What else could you ask for? Oh, I know, a cold front.
Woo!
We have got a cold front headed our way. But first we have to get through the hot weather today. So right now it's cool and comfortable outside. You don't want the jacket. It just feels good out there in the 60s. As we look across the nation, though, you can see the much colder air to our north. It's only 44 in Amarillo, 30 degrees in Denver, Colorado. That's that cold core of air that will be moving through San Antonio by overnight. But it is still going to be a hot day. We have to wait for that front. 90 in San Antonio for the high, only in the 60s in the Panhandle behind that front. And the thing you'll notice at first when that front moves through later tonight are the winds. Winds are going to be gusting up to 40 miles per hour in the morning tomorrow. A high temperature tomorrow of only 68, so that's pretty cool. But take a look at the morning lows. By Sunday night into Monday morning we'll be in the 30s, the coldest weather we've had since February in San Antonio. And I've got to spend some time talking about the fire danger and what you can do to avoid creating and spreading grass fires. There is a lot to talk about in this forecast. I'll have the details for you, an hour-by-hour breakdown coming up in a bit. Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. A building on the south side is gone this morning. About 4 hours ago, San Antonio fire crews rushed to a storage building on South Zarzamora Street that was just fully taken over by these flames. They quickly were able to put this fire out, saving nearby buildings and keeping everyone safe. No injuries were reported, and what started this fire, investigators are still looking into that. The building is a total loss. Well, this is the aftermath of a fire on the northwest side of town. That fire started yesterday afternoon around 3 p.m. The San Antonio Fire Department says it started in an upstairs balcony before the flames just took over and went through the attic, causing that roof to collapse onto the building. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. The fire department did say that the building is gone, and roughly about 20 people that lived there are now no longer without a place to stay. However, that apartment complex says they'll be rehousing them on property. The Red Cross is stepping in to help neighbors, but their neighbors still say they are shaken by what happened.
It was very scary for us, for the people behind it, because smoke was everywhere. So even the units behind us got infected. It smoked out our apartments. It was crazy. But a lot of people lost most of their stuff. Everything's gone.
So investigators are still trying to figure out what started this fire, and as we learn more information, we'll keep you updated on air and online. Well, family says they know the suspect of a woman killed in an attempted murder-suicide case. So Valine Taillez died on Monday in what San Antonio police called an attempted murder-suicide. The medical examiner ruled her death as a homicide, and SAPD arrested 50-year-old Jose Mesa for her murder. Court records say another woman who identified as Mesa's wife made that call, and when officers arrived, she was already inside the room and holding him. He allegedly shot himself in the arm after cutting and killing Valine. The affidavit says Valine was having an affair with Mesa, but her daughters say he always told them he was divorced.
It's just crazy to me how he could just change an instant and take our mom from us when he knows that we needed her.
So Jose Mesa was taken to the hospital on Monday for his injuries, but he is in custody and he has not been released on bond. Well, in the courtroom yesterday, the defense delivering a major blow to the prosecution's case. It happened during the trial of 3 former SAPD officers accused of killing a woman in her apartment. She was going through a mental health crisis that night in 2023. The prosecution wanted to call Chuck Joyner to the stand. Now, he was the state's law enforcement expert, but the defense said that the state did not disclose that Joyner is currently a Texas peace officer or that he had reviewed additional body camera video from the scene. So the judge ruled that Joyner could not testify. A similar issue came up once before in this trial. So the defense and the prosecution have rested their case now, and closing arguments begin 8 a.m. on Monday. You can watch it live on all of our streaming platforms. If found guilty, the 3 former SAPD officers, they could face up to life in prison. It is 8:05 and 62 degrees. Right now, many are walking on the northeast side for a cause. Coming up, we're showing you a live look of San Antonio's Heart and Stroke Walk. Plus, the government shutdown continues. What you can expect if you're flying this weekend. Okay, Okay, we've said it earlier, just keep it on KSAT all day long because it is college football Saturday and we have 3 big games airing on KSAT. 11 a.m. Tech plays at 2:30. Sarah Spivey's Texas A&M Aggies, they play. And a big game, LSU and Alabama at 6:30. So again, keep it here on KSAT for some good old college football starting right after Texas Eats. Across the country this morning, travelers are running into headaches. More than 1,000 flights delayed or canceled as the government shutdown drags on. Here's ABC's Johnny Fernandez with the very latest.
Travel turmoil across the country this morning. Airports packed and passengers frustrated trying to make their weekend plans. More than 1,000 flights delayed or canceled as the government shutdown enters day 39.
Total headache, disaster, nightmare.
The biggest delays hitting the nation's busiest hubs, leaving passengers wondering if they'll make it to their destination.
I'm freaked out because I'm going to miss a flight and it's a family reunion.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says safety is the top priority, with air traffic controllers calling out sick in record numbers.
The controller seems more stressed. Those reports from pilots have gone up. There's been an increase in loss of separation. There's safe distances. We keep airplanes apart in the sky.
And this morning, pressure is mounting on Capitol Hill. Senate Democrats saying
Democrats are ready to clear the way to quickly pass a government funding bill that includes health care affordability. Leader Thune just needs to add a clean 1-year extension of the ACA tax credits to the CR.
But Senate Republicans are refusing to negotiate until the government reopens.
That's a non-starter. It's it's their latest thing that they're holding us hostage over is this $35 billion that they want to give to big insurance companies, and we're not going to do it.
And meanwhile, travelers are waiting for delays to ease. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
Well, 9 out of 10 people who suffer cardiac arrest outside the hospital, they die. Well, in most cases, bystander CPR was not performed. But the American Heart Association is changing this, and this morning the Heart and Stroke Walk is happening, and every person who joins, every dollar donated means more people trained in life-saving CPR, more research, and more life-saving moments for everyone. Our Devin Karp is live over at on the northeast side where that walk kicked off about an hour ago. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, Sarah. Things are going great out here. Check out everything they've got to offer over at the college campus. You can see quite literally one of the biggest hearts here. People, if you think they have a big heart, wait till you see this inflatable. They've got the brain over there as well. There are a lot of different resources around here, all with the goal of saving lives. The American Heart Association, more than 5,000 people have gathered today here for a walk, and there's still going to be stuff going on all day long that is happening this morning. And approximately 9 in 10 people who experience cardiac arrest outside the hospital die. So in this case, they are doing everything they can to raise awareness and make sure that everything is coming together pretty well. So there's going to be a lot of activity happening throughout here in the morning. There's still more to come with a lot of different speakers speaking on issues, and you should be able to take advantage of a lot of resources that are over here as well. So if you need any of this, it's over here right on the northwest side. We're over here over at Alamo College. It's a really great time so far. We're going to be spending some of the morning over here on GMSA speaking with some of the people and asking them why it's so important to have this in San Antonio and what's it like seeing such a large turnout, because it's a pretty great day for this, guys. I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Devin. It is beautiful right now, but it's going to get hot this afternoon.
No.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
I have to. I don't make the weather happen. I just report it.
I know.
All right, we're going to be near 90 degrees today. That is the forecast. The record for the day, set back 36 years ago, is 90 degrees as well. So we're going to be near record heat. Temperatures are already warming into the 60s as we speak. By 10, we're going to be in the 70s. By noon, 84. Sunny skies all day long and a high around 3-4 o'clock of 90. And then quickly we'll cool tonight, and then it's overnight that front arrives. But we do have to get through today. It will be a hot one. 91 in New Braunfels for Worst Fest, 91 in Hondo, 89 in Del Rio, 88 in Kerrville, and 93 in Laredo. In fact, South Texas is going to be the hottest place across the nation today. Here's a look at highs across the state. You can see that it's going to be 63 in the Panhandle behind that front. Again, we have to be patient. We have to wait for this front to arrive overnight. And the first thing you'll notice are those winds. In fact, you might hear the winds howling tonight. We're going to be seeing wind gusts of up to 40 miles per hour after 2 o'clock in the morning. By dawn tomorrow, wind gusts of up to about 40 to 45 miles per hour. Even in the afternoon, it's still going to be pretty breezy, even though winds will start to calm somewhat. We're still going to see wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. And then after sunset, that's when winds really will calm and we'll have a quiet evening. So with the gusty winds tomorrow, with the much drier air moving into place, we have to be aware and alert for fire danger. So a fire weather watch has been issued for all of South Central Texas, including the Austin Metro, San Antonio Metro, and the Hill Country from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Any fires that develop tomorrow will spread rapidly or have the potential to spread rapidly. We shouldn't be doing any burning because there's burn bans anyway around Bexar County, but please, please, please avoid it. Dispose of cigarettes properly. That is a key thing that could easily start grass fires. Other than the winds and the risk for fire danger, it is going to feel great outside tomorrow. Low humidity and temperatures only in the 60s. High of 68 in San Antonio. Farther south you go, a little bit warmer, but still comfortable. And then in the Hill Country, we'll be in the low 60s. And then by Monday morning, you will feel the chill in the air. Monday morning, you're going to want the winter coats because it's going to be 37 in San Antonio. Now, we're not going to have a freeze in San Antonio. Temperatures will likely be above freezing around the Alamo City. However, there is a potential for a light freeze in the Hill Country. So areas like Bulverde, Bernie, Comfort, Kerrville, Bandera, you could reach freezing briefly on Monday morning for just about an hour or so. So not a hard freeze, but a light freeze is possible in the Hill Country. Maybe even neighborhoods as far south into northern Bexar County areas like Scenic Oaks, Leon Springs, those kinds of Timberwood Park, those kinds of areas could see a brief light freeze as well. So any sensitive vegetation, you might want to cover that up. But here in San Antonio, we will stay above freezing. A high on Monday of only 62. If we get down to 37, that'll be the coldest we've been since February of this year. And then for Veterans Day, it is going to be lovely. A chilly start in the 30s, comfortable afternoon in the 70s. But this cool snap is really only going to last 2 to 3 days because by Wednesday we'll be in the 80s. By Thursday morning, our morning lows will be back in the 60s. So I've had a lot of fun with the metaphor of a temperature roller coaster. I'll tell you what I mean coming up in the next half hour.
Ooh, it's a fun roller coaster.
It is. I don't mind it.
Because I'm not a roller coaster gal, but I'll do this one.
The temperature roller coaster? Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Sarah. It's 8:20, 62 degrees. We'll be right back. Well, one big violation forced Metro Health to shut down a Northwest Side restaurant. When we stopped by this week to get answers, a live roach crawled in front of our cameras. Our Danielle Ibarra caught up with the owner who invited us behind the kitchen door.
In an empty dining room, this guy was the only one looking for food. We saw this roach at Spice Fine Indian Cuisine this week. Last month, a Metro Health inspector saw several of them, forcing the restaurant to shut down.
The floor is a little sticky.
And that's not the only thing we noticed. Near the back, we saw gnats flying around smelly, stagnant mop water and the roach.
And I will say, this is not the first time KSAT and Behind the Kitchen Door has come to this restaurant.
2020 5 years ago, we reported that the restaurant racked up several violations, including having fly sticky traps in the kitchen and using damaged food containers. And in 2022, Metro Health temporarily shut it down for a lack of hot water.
Because this inspection was done October 1st, and this is the inspection that says the facility was ordered to remain closed by the health department because there was a roach infestation.
Yeah, that's what, they seen a couple of live roaches, they closed it. But you can go through through whole kitchen and everything, you can see me one live roaches or dead roaches. You ask me a question.
We saw a roach in the dining room about 10 minutes ago.
I don't see that.
We showed him the footage.
I mean, would you feel comfortable eating in a restaurant that had roaches near?
No, absolutely. That is the reason, like, I closed for 1 month.
Metro Health confirmed the restaurant was allowed to reopen 2 days after their inspection.
What are you doing to prevent this restaurant from appearing on behind the kitchen door again?
Again, we have to make it make sure every day before leaving, we have to clean everything, making every month pest control properly.
The owner showed us proof that pest control has stopped by a few times, including this week.
I would make sure pest control sprays the rest of your restaurant too, because like I said, we saw that roach back there. Hopefully this is the last time we have to come here.
That's what's behind the kitchen door. I'm Daniela Ibarra.
It's 8:25, 62 degrees. We'll be right back.
So earlier during the show, Sarah was talking about how she does not like riding roller coasters in real life.
They're horrible.
So, well, what about a temperature roller coaster?
I'll ride that one.
A metaphorical one. Okay, let's go ahead.
Oh, I was clicking in. Safety first. Wait.
Today, a high of 90. Now we start to do the scream. Tomorrow,
Hands
68 for the high. And then by Monday morning, we're going to be in the 30s. So from today to Monday morning, more than a 50-degree drop in just 36 hours. Pretty crazy. Then by Monday afternoon, 62, even chillier on Tuesday morning at 36, 72 though Tuesday afternoon, and by Wednesday we'll be back in the 80s. So this is a great example of the kind of weather that we deal with in the fall. Now, in addition to the front allowing for cooler temperatures, we do have to talk about the fact that tomorrow we will be very windy. We're going to see wind gusts of up to 40 to 45 miles per hour tomorrow, especially in the morning. And with drier air moving in place, that means high fire danger. So coming up in the forecast, we're going to talk about the fire weather watch, which is in effect for San Antonio and a good portion of our viewing area. And we're going to talk about how long the chilly weather will last in San Antonio. Details soon.
Sarah, thank you. A man shot twice by his girlfriend is recovering this morning. San Antonio police say this happened about 5 hours ago on Avondale Avenue. A couple started to fight and then took a serious turn when the woman shot the man twice during that argument. So he was rushed to the hospital. He's expected to be okay. The woman is in custody now and no one else was hurt. We'll continue to update you as we learn more on air and online. Well, every single day for the past 25 years, a mom, dad, son, or daughter has died in a crash in Texas. That's why TxDOT launched its End the Street campaign to try to end deaths on the roads. So one of those victims, a beloved local daughter, friend, nurse, and educator, died in February of 2024 in a crash involving a drunk driver. RJ Marquez sat down with her mom, who is raising awareness about the campaign and keeping her daughter's memory alive.
I have a hole in my heart now that she's not here, that she's gone too soon, and she didn't need to bleed the way she did.
It's never easy for Monique Presas to discuss her daughter's death, but she does so because of the strength and spirit Whitney showed every day of her life.
She was a traveler, a nurse, she was a teacher, an educator, and she loved life.
Whitney's life was cut short on the morning of February 8th. She was driving to work up Potranco Road when she was hit head-on by a driver who Barry County deputies said was drunk.
They tried to save her, but her injuries were just too severe. Ever since then, you're just not the same person anymore. I miss her dearly.
Monique is carrying her daughter's love for life by spreading awareness about drunk driving and taking part in TxDOT's End the Street campaign.
I want to do it just to share about her life and how unnecessary it was that she's not here. The punishment doesn't fit the crime. It's too lenient. It's not harsh enough.
What do you think your daughter would think about what you're doing right now?
I think she would be proud of me and she would expect for me to be strong. I want to share her story so that hopefully this doesn't keep happening.
And that's exactly what we did. Shared stories about their travels, family life, and Whitney's accomplishments.
She went to East Central and started teaching nursing in their CNA program. And she also taught professional nursing at UIW. And then her last job that she had, Idea School Systems hired her to write their first ever nursing curriculum.
What would be the message that you have for other families?
There's a lot of opportunities to get home safely. You don't have to drive drunk. She was an amazing daughter, very caring, very thoughtful, very kind-hearted, and she's my best friend.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Well, thank you to Monique. To End the Street campaign marks 25 years. Last year, 4,160 people died in Texas traffic crashes. Here at home, there were 171 deaths, which is why TxDOT wants to spread awareness about safety and sharing responsibilities on the roads. Okay, we told you about the Heart and Stroke Walk happening right now on the northeast side. Our Devin Karp is catching up with people hoping to make a difference.
Hey, good morning, guys. We are right out here. It is a great day so far. I'm here with Loren this morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, so tell me, what's going on here this morning?
Yeah, so the American Heart Association is putting on the Heart and Stroke Walk. We are so excited to have over 6,000 attendees this morning, and we're fighting the fight against cardiovascular disease.
Oh, that's fantastic. What's going to be going on through here without the morning? Because it's going to be going on for a little while, right?
Yes, it's going to be a great morning. It's a great community event. We have either the 1 mile route, or you can do the entire 5K. And then afterwards, we're going to have a celebration here, a little bit of barbecue, music, and awareness.
Why is it so important to make sure that this event brings awareness to everything that's going on here? And why is it important for San Antonio?
Yes, absolutely. Cardiovascular disease is a huge killer in our community. And so we just want to make sure people know how to check their numbers, how to be safe, and how to take care of their hearts.
I see there's a lot of different tents and everything here. There's a lot of resources available for people too, right?
Yes, absolutely. So we want people to come and be comfortable knowing, again, their blood pressure numbers and how to do CPR and just, again, talking about heart health so we can keep our community safe.
Sure. I know it might be asking, like, who's your favorite kid, but what's your favorite part of this event?
Ooh, one of my favorite things is definitely the tribute wall. We have a beautiful space for anybody who we've lost to cardiovascular disease to go and write in their names in tribute. And a lot of people are here walking in honor of somebody, and it's just a really beautiful moment.
Fantastic. Great to see the community coming together. Thank you so much for letting us be here this morning.
Thank you.
Of course, if you guys want to make your way out here, there is still space and a lot of activity left to do. Should be a good one. All right, I'll send it back to you guys. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Devin, thank you. 8:35, 62 degrees. Meet some of the members of the Texas Parks Canine team, mostly female dogs, trained to find missing people and protect wildlife. An exclusive look at how they do it. Plus, a check of what to expect if you're flying with the San Antonio airport today or tomorrow and what flights might be impacted.
Are you ready for a wacky weekend? We're going to go from record heat to the coldest weather we've had since February. Yep, you heard that right. I'll have details coming up.
Okay, are you flying out or waiting for someone to fly in this morning? Some flights at the San Antonio International Airport, well, they're being affected because of the government shutdown. It's not as bad here as it is in other parts of the country where the Federal Aviation Administration is reducing flights, but there is a domino effect at play. So 2 flights scheduled for the upcoming Sunday morning were canceled, both with United Airlines, one from Houston to here, another from here to Houston. The FAA is telling everyone to keep checking their airline's website to make sure their flights are not affected. Okay, a dog could actually save your loved one. Listen to this. These canines are some of Texas' best at finding lost people and tracking drugs and weapons. There are 9 specialized canine teams across the state. They recently trained in South Texas, and our Patty Santos got to see just how impressive they are at what they do.
Meet Piper, May, and Izzy. They are part of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department Canine team. There's 9 of them spread all over the state.
Piper is a detection dog as well as search and rescue. So Piper specializes in the narcotics detection with an emphasis on search and rescue, tracking, off-lead searches, and article searches.
Izzy also does wildlife detection, so she looks for red snapper, oysters, trout, shark fin, doves, and ducks.
Our primary purpose is going to be search and rescue. Being along the border, of course, narcotics is prevalent.
As you heard, they have a nose for finding things, whether it's in vehicles, the woods, guns buried underground, and in this case, even our GoPro camera lost in the water. We wanted to see how long it would take one of them to find me.
I'm currently in a hiding position out in the woods.
I'm about 350 yards away across a body of water.
Okay, so from where I'm standing, I'm able to hear the handler yell out some commands.
We want the dogs to know that even if water's barricading them from the target, which is a missing person, we want them to be able to cross it or learn how to find their way around it.
They are trained to work in any terrain and weather. And get this, all but one are female.
We've learned from experience the female dogs tend to be a little more mature, a little more focused.
Huh, interesting. Back to the search. After circling around the pond, it took about 2 minutes for her to find me. Her prize?
Good girl.
A game of fetch.
That took less than 2 minutes.
Didn't take long.
Didn't take long.
Doesn't take long. No. All good.
Super cute story. Thank you, Patty. Okay, as wildfire risks grow across Texas, experts are warning the risk of elevated fire danger this weekend. So KSAT's meteorologist Shelby Ebertowski has more on what's driving the risk and how homeowners can protect themselves.
People are the #1 cause of wildfire in the state. And so when you move people in an area where there is a lot more vegetation, that chance is just going to increase.
Deja Petruska works for the Texas A&M Forest Service and wants homeowners to take action against wildfires.
The most influential part of the defensible space is that first 5 feet from your home to 5 feet out. So that includes things like the vegetation around your home.
Recent drought conditions and early freezes have continued to dry out vegetation, making fires easier to ignite and spread.
We're expecting when we have these high fire weather danger days that the probability of an ignition, if it did happen, to create a fire just because our fuels are under a condition that is conducive to burning.
The Texas A&M Forest Service monitors fire danger and works closely with local officials to prepare and respond accordingly.
Yep. We have a fire weather watch in effect tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So here's some steps that you can do to help protect your home. The good idea is to clear the first 5 feet around your house, trim back any trees and dry brush, avoid using heavy equipment on fire danger days, and also know if your county is under a burn ban, and Bexar County is definitely under a burn ban.
And make sure you seal up the top of your home and the bottom. Make sure there's no gaps, because if like a leaf can get in there, it can really just set the attic on fire, or same if you're on stilts.
That's great advice there, Sarah. So today is going to be a relatively quiet and hot day. In fact, we're going to be near 90 degrees, but in the course of this weekend through early Monday morning, we are going to have a 50-degree plus cool down. So today we'll be close to that record set back in 1989, but by Monday morning, 37 degrees outside to start your work week. The coldest morning we've had since February. That is a 53-degree temperature drop in a matter of 36 hours. Crazy. And that front is very strong. But first we have to get through today. Today will be warm, 84 around noon, and we'll be at 90 by 4 o'clock. Temperatures will cool this evening. It'll be comfortable. And 90 is hot, yes, but if you find some shade, it won't feel all that bad outside because, again, the humidity will be relatively low today. 90 in Bulverde, 88 in Helotes, 89 in Uvalde, 91 in Bandera, 88 in Kerrville, and 88 in Comfort. And again, if we hit 90, we will tie a 36-year-old record. Take a look at high temperatures across the nation. You can see that it is going to be much cooler in the panhandle of Texas, only 63 degrees in the panhandle. That's because that front will have moved through, even just near 80 degrees for Dallas and Abilene as that front starts to move through those areas before us. But the first thing that you're going to notice when this front moves through is overnight the winds are going to pick up. Here's a look at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Winds are going to be gusting from the north at about 25 miles per hour. That's breezy, but take a look at this. By about 6 o'clock in the morning, close to sunrise, winds are going to be gusting up to about 40 miles per hour. And until about 8, 9 o'clock, we could see a few wind gusts of up to 45 miles per hour. That is definitely windy enough to take the trash can on your curb down to your neighbor's yard, or if you have your holiday decorations, your Christmas decorations up early, you're going to want to make sure those are firmly fastened and make sure that any inflatables are deflated. By the afternoon tomorrow, it will still be breezy, just not as windy. We're still going to have a few wind gusts, though, up to 30 miles per hour in the afternoon. And it really isn't until after sunset that we start to see the winds really calm. And that's one of the reasons why actually calm winds, clear skies will be chilly on Monday morning. In addition to the gusty winds tomorrow, we're also going to have relative humidity values in the teens, which is very low, meaning we have very dry air in place. So very dry air, gusty winds, a lot of vegetation that's dry out there because we really have not seen a lot of rain. Means that we have a fire weather watch tomorrow, not only for San Antonio, Austin Metro, but also into the Hill Country in all of South Texas, going to be under a fire watch until 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's not a guarantee that fires are going to start, but if a fire does start, it could easily spread rapidly. Avoid any kind of burning. Disposing of cigarettes properly is very important tomorrow as well. Other than the winds, it's going to feel nice outside tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be in the 60s, so we go from near 90 degrees to 68 tomorrow. And again, it's Monday morning that you'll really feel the chill. Here in San Antonio, we'll be in the 30s, but we will be above freezing. That's important. We're not going to have a freeze in San Antonio. However, if you live out in the Hill Country, Bulverde, Bernie, Bandera, Comfort, Kerrville, you'll likely have a light freeze on Monday morning, perhaps on Tuesday morning as well. So you won't have to worry about hard freeze precautions, like don't worry about your pipes, but make sure that if you do have very sensitive vegetation, it might be a good idea to cover it up. Again, Monday and Tuesday we'll have cold mornings. This is a look at the morning temperatures. But by Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be back into near 60 degrees on Thursday morning. So a very short-lived cold snap here, but a cold snap nonetheless. Veterans Day looks lovely with temperatures in the 70s for the high. We'll be back into the 80s by the end of the week. So truly a weather whiplash. Hey, Sarah, we just got the pollen count in and a pesky allergen showed up in the pollen count for the first time this season. It's indicative of, I think, what's to come. So coming up in about 9 minutes, I'll have a look at that pollen count.
I need to know.
Well, you'll know in just about 9 minutes.
Thank you, Sarah.
Or during the commercial break. We'll talk about it.
Ooh, I get a little preview. All right, thanks, Sarah. Hey, here's a preview of Texas Eats.
Now we got to dive into this thing. I'm going to put some lemon on this thing, covered in this Jaeger gravy, and I'm going to go in for a bite. This right here, schnitzel on a stick, the chicken, has a bite. Wow. It is definitely worth standing in line. This has to be right now. It's my top bite. Right. Alex, you rock. Thank you so much for having us out here. You guys, come out here, get the schnitzel on a stick. There's a reason why the line is so long. It's delicious. Get the gravy, load it up how you want it. We're going to keep walking around Wurstfest. We have so many more bites. And of course, don't forget to enter the big giveaway we got going on right now on the show. Prost! We're going to keep eating, and a lot more out here at Wurstfest coming up.
I was thinking of what the opening of the movie could be. I see us, brother and sister, together. Maybe the idea of this question of why are you even making the movie?
Me asking you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben Stiller steps behind the camera for his new film, Stiller and Mira, Nothing is Lost. The documentary, now streaming on Apple TV, delves into the legacy of his showbiz family.
I knew I wanted to make something about my parents, but that was about it. And it was sort of kicked off when my dad passed away and having this apartment that we grew up in and knowing we would be selling it. So I wanted to film that and, you know, realizing all this stuff that my dad had saved, all these scripts and videotapes and audio recordings and things that he had made over the years that really were so personal.
Been too long, Sam Fisher.
Also now streaming is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell: Death Watch. The animated Netflix series was created by John Wick screenwriter Derek Kolstad, who has these thoughts on main character Sam Fisher.
When trouble shows up on his doorstep, he just accepts that he needs to do the job, and he doesn't push back against it. He doesn't fully embrace it like he's alive again. He just does it. And he looks at all of the characters that that are new in his life and those from his past with, again, that begrudging respect, because come the end of it, his superpowers are will and empathy.
I never say never, but this love won't ever be over together.
A 25th anniversary edition of Brian Wilson live at the Roxy Theater, available on vinyl, CD, and digital, is out now. The album marks the first official Brian Wilson release since his passing earlier this year. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Well, now's a good time to roll up your sleeves. Mark this on your calendar. This upcoming Monday, November 10th, KSAT Community and our partners RBFCU and University Health are teaming up with the San Antonio Food Bank and Meals on Wheels SA to help families affected by the government shutdown and SNAP suspension. So grab canned food and pet food and drop it off at the pin stack. That's right off of Loop 410. You can bring donations as early as 7 a.m. Anyone who donates will also receive a $5 game card from Pinstack. And the Texas Eats team and David Elder will be there all day helping collect donations and greet viewers in line. We'll see you there. It's 8:57, 62 degrees. We'll be right back.